It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.
Sway in the morning, Shade 45. It's an honor and pleasure to be in the presence of greatness, and not just for what he does or what he's done on the court, also his work that he's doing off of the court. With books like What Color Is My World? On the Shoulders of Giants. We just saw this DVD that Kareem brought in here for us. And just being a cultural ambassador for the United States of America.
Wow.
Kareem Abdul Jabbar, ladies and gentlemen, is joining us on Sway in the morning.
Woo!
This is great. Kareem, you just showed me the artwork that's on this DVD. That's Justin Bull. You know, he's a pillar in the hip-hop community, man.
Yeah, I know. That's one of the reasons that we got him involved in it, because wanted to connect what happened now to what happened back in the 1920s and 30s. So many kids today don't understand the roots of what they're all about, with the game and the music. So, On the Shoulders of Giants is basically a history lesson on where all of this came from. So we had Chuck D and Will I Am. They're involved in doing some of the music. You got Justin doing some of the artwork, and then we take it from now and go all the way back to the 1920s and explain how the game evolved, and talk about the best team that you never heard of, the Harlem Wrens, who were the best team in professional basketball back in the 1930s.
Wow.
At a time when most kids today have no idea of basically nobody has any idea of what was happening back in those days.
The Harlem, how you said the team? Harlem?
The Wrens.
Wrens, okay.
They played at the Renaissance Casino and Ballroom, which was a dance hall on 137th Street. And they had all of the great big bands came through there. Fletcher Henderson, Cab Calloway, Duke Ellington. All of the best big bands played at the Rennie, and it really served the community, the Harlem community. It was a place where people had weddings there, and for example, the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters would have their meeting there. And it also was the home court for the Harlem Wrens basketball team. And they went out there and whipped everybody. And then when the Depression started, people didn't have any money to come and see them play in Harlem. So they went out on the road and continued their excellence. Finally, in 1939, they had a tournament in Chicago. All the best teams were invited, the Globetrotters included. But they invited all the best teams without any regard to race or anything. And the Wrens won the tournament.
They won the tournament.
Yeah.
They beat the Globetrotters?
Beat the Globetrotters in the semifinals, and beat a team from Oshkosh, the Oshkosh All-Stars, who were the reigning professional white champions. They beat them in the finals, and in doing that, they became the very first professional champions of basketball in a tournament that was open to all comers.
Wow, Kareem Abdul Jabbar right here. And you got the book, What Color Is My World? And this book, does it primarily focus on African-American inventions?
It focuses on African-American inventors that have been forgotten, and they did so many things that we take for granted now and are essential to life right now. For example, we got all these electric lights in here. A black gentleman named Lewis Latimer invented the filament that made the light bulb a practical invention and made it possible for people to have their homes electrified so they could use electricity. He invented the filament that made all that possible. Everybody gives Edison credit for it, but
it was a black man wonder. Did you hear that? Just wanted to. I'm not sure if everybody listening. Go ahead.
Latimer worked for Edison. He worked for him and helped him also do all of his court cases because people tried to steal his patents. So Latimer did the research for his patent protection program. But he invented the filament for the light bulb. You have Dr. Charles Drew, who developed the blood bank and blood typing. That saved millions of lives. We don't know how many lives that saved just because what we know about blood typing now. He's a black American. The electric microphone that we use in our cell phone, a black man invented that.
We got the great one, Kareem Abdul Jabbar, in here with us, and we don't even have to talk about his accomplishments on the court. Today we're talking about a lot of his accomplishments off the court. Secretary Clinton announced Kareem being the cultural ambassador for the United States of America. On the Shoulders of Giants, a DVD that he has out. What Color Is My World? A book on African American inventors. Man, you're doing great work, bro.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you.
It's good to see. Yeah, it's good to see.
How does one even get asked to be a cultural ambassador for the United States?
Geez, basically, who you know, I have some connections down there in Washington. I know the Clintons, but I also have some friends that spoke to Mrs. Clinton and put my name out there, and they just said that Kareem might be a good candidate to be a cultural ambassador, and people in the State Department thought it over and gave me a call, and that's basically how it happens. My friends with the Reynolds, Catherine and Wayne Reynolds, they're just friends that figured that I might do a good job in that circumstance.
What are your duties?
To go and just talk up what the United States is about and do some personal diplomacy. And that means giving people a chance to ask you questions about what life in America is about. I just got back from Brazil, right? So they had me go and talk to kids at, let's say, the community centers in the various neighborhoods around Rio and Salvador, and just tell them what America is all about, listen to their questions. And, of course, they wanted to learn a few things about hoops.
Right.
Can't get away from that. But they're very curious. They're very enamored with President Obama. But by seeing him get elected the way he did, it really gave them an idea of what democracy can achieve.
Wow.
Because, blacks in Brazil were traditionally not allowed to achieve, and that's starting to change now. So by using the example of President Obama, he qualified himself and was able to get the office. It really has changed their outlook on what's going on. Crime has dropped in these neighborhoods, and the kids are going to school and trying to get themselves ready. And also, Brazil's going to just be a monster nation. They just found about 400 billion gallons of, barrels of oil in the ocean off of Rio.
Yes.
So they're going to be able to bankroll all the things that they want to do for the country. Build the roads, take care of the schools, build the learning institutions so that they can compete worldwide. So a lot of good things happening down there, and I just was answering their question.
Kareem Abdul Jabbar is here. Also, you can find a lot of his works at Target, Walmart, Amazon.com, and if you're at the Barnes and Nobles, right, in Tribeca at 6 p.m. If you're in New York City, Tri-State, a lot of people be down there anyway because they're going to the Canyon of Heroes for the New York Giants parade. Just hang out. Kareem will be down there around 6 p.m., Barnes & Noble's Tribeca area. We got a few callers that would love to speak to you. Citizens of Sway in the Morning. We got Bless in Connecticut. What's your question for Kareem?
What's going on with your Kareem Abdul Jabbar? My question for you would be, with such an impressive resume, with the new appointment and everything, you're an author and everything, like, how do you stay so hungry, first and foremost? And then, like, what do you see yourself adding to your resume in the future? Like, you accomplished so much: movie star, athlete, author, a politician now. Like, what do you see yourself doing? Like, how much more can you put on your plate?
Well, I'm just gonna see what fits. I'm gonna keep writing and keep doing the research on subjects that intrigue me, and finding out interesting things to share with people. That's what I've been doing now since I retired, and it's a lot of fun, and it's really enabled me to do something meaningful. So I'm just going to try and keep on that path and see what I stumble across. It's always wonderful, the whole idea of discovering new things. It's something that's intriguing, and it keeps me going.
All right, we got Trap from Virginia. Go ahead, Trap.
Good morning, Sway. How you doing, David Dale?
Hey.
Doing well. Thank you.
Good morning, Kareem Abdul Jabbar. Man, I've been following your teachings and, of course, your sports career since you retired. I guess my question this morning, I met you in the early 90s. I'm from Harlem. I was born in Harlem, and I moved to Virginia due to, in the early 90s, when everything became more expensive. I remember having a conversation, or having you have a conversation, speaking on how black people, in respect to Black History Month, how black people could have invested in Harlem to bring it back, being that now it's so expensive to live there. In the position that you're in now, I was wondering if you had any more wise words for people that are still in poverty in Harlem, or what they could actually do in retrospect to the expense of living in Harlem now, on how they can have a better way in owning any of that property in that location.
Well, I think one essential thing for anybody, doesn't matter your ethnicity or anything, but owning your own home is something that enables you to become a player in the economy. By having that deed and doing what you have to do to own it, paying your mortgage payments, and when property values go up, you get to make that increase in value. That goes into your pocket. So it's just learning about the basic fundamentals of economics. How to use money, how to save it, make it work for you. That's essential, and we need to be teaching our kids that. They need to learn about that. Home ownership, saving your cash, understanding how to budget. That's such an important aspect of life in America. That so many other ethnic groups have figured out and gone on to success. Black Americans need to get on that bandwagon. We for so long, especially in the 19th century when slavery was still an issue, that wasn't possible for us. So we got some catch up to do. But by understanding that, saving those dollars and using your economic strength and going out there and voting, that's how you make your impact on the world there.
Well, I'm gonna take one more call. Ramon is in Los Angeles. Ramon, real quick, you got Kareem Abdul Jabbar. You have a question?
Actually, not a question. I'm more of a longtime fan. Just wanted to say hi. So glad to hear you on satellite, man. I'm speechless right now.
Well, yeah, but thank you for tuning in, though, bro. Sway in the morning. Good talking to you, all right? This was a real treat to the citizens of Sway in the morning, man. I just want to encourage, if you're in the tri-state area, make sure you go down to Barnes & Nobles today at 6 p.m. What Color is My World, The Lost History of African-American Inventors by Kareem Abdul Jabbar. He'll be there. You'll be signing books, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and also on the shoulders of giants, man. It's I can't wait to watch it. I haven't watched it yet, but I read about it, and I'm looking forward to watching it.
I'm sure you'll enjoy it. You'll see some stuff there. I'll say, oh, now I know how it all connects.
Okay, man. Hey, Kareem, man, do me a favor, man. I know I don't like to, put people on the spot, man. But if you come back to New York and you want to come hang out with us, man, could you promise you'll come back, bro?
Absolutely, man.
Okay, all right, man.
You guys have been great to me.
All right, good,
happy
man.
To come back.
Man, you're officially, I know you're a cultural ambassador for the country, but you're also a cultural ambassador for Sway in the Morning here on Shade 45, all right?
You got it.
All
right?
Absolutely.
It's Sway in the Morning, only on Shade 45.